The train, puffing heavily, stopped on the hot platform. Zarina hid in the shade of a spreading tree, waiting for the train. A few minutes later, the first passengers began to get off. The woman saw a fidgety figure in a brightly colored sundress carrying a huge suitcase. Her long dark hair was braided, she wore sandals on her feet, and her face was covered by black glasses. "Oh, hi!" The two friends rushed over to hug. "It's been so long since we've seen each other. You can't pick a time to come here. You're good. 2 years ago you promised to come," replied the visitor reproachfully. Zarina picked up her bag, and the guest rolled the suitcase. In the parking lot they loaded into the car, on the way to the store. "Lachie, shall we go to the sea in the evening?" Zarina asked, turning to the road leading to her house. "Of course, we need to scout the situation on the spot." Lachie agreed. Lachie took a shower first thing while Zarina set the table. They stayed at the table till late, they hadn't seen each other for a long time, and there were some business matters. By the time Lachie arrived, who had been summoned by Zarina, all the information and rumors had been gathered. "You say they saw an old woman in the sea?" the gypsy woman said thoughtfully. "Yes, but she was hidden by the waves, so they thought it was a vision. She was seen a couple more times on the coast, but no one recognized her. And in the morning, the bodies were called. So you can think what you want. And that kid, Alex. Strange, he keeps wandering around with a camera, offering to take pictures. Zarina told me. Alex appeared in town a few months ago, I think his wife died, and he came to lick his wounds. That's more interesting. What's the story with the wife?" Lachie asked. "Let's tell it on the beach, or we won't get there. Let's go." The girls walked along the beach watching the magnificent sunset, talking quietly. Zarina told the sad story of Alex's wife's death. It seems that she accidentally drowned in the sea. He himself is a photographer, inviting girls for photo shoots. Suddenly, Lachie noticed a glint between the rocks on the shore. Between two cobblestones stuck an unusual pendant, all stained with mud. The gypsy cleaned it and slipped it into her pocket, feeling it was very important. Several days passed, and while Zarina went about her business, Lachie laid out the cards. Lachie sat down directly on the sand, pulled a pendant out of her pocket and recited the proper spell to herself, and plunged into someone else's memories. Like bright flashes in the sun, so did the images appear. Other people's bad memories and thoughts seemed to envelop her with negative energy. She felt scared and physically sick, dizzy and dizzy. When the visions let her go, the gypsy woman fell to the sand without strength. She would have to wait until nightfall to hear the rest of the story. At least she knew who the killer really was, and that made her uncomfortable. It was simple. A photographer on the beach offers a sunset photo shoot for a young and beautiful girl. Who's gonna say no? No one. A precise calculation. And he'd quietly give innocent souls to the sea undead. Why? That was the main question on her mind. "Waiting?" a voice murmured next to Lachie. It had gotten dark, and now, there was an old woman with a creepy look standing next to her. "Was it that guy who was bringing you girls?" "Why?" Lachie asked as calmly as possible. "New Lobastes. You always need them," the old woman replied. "You never do anything for nothing. What did he want? To get his wife back," laughed Lobasti, the evil spirit of water. "You didn't, of course. If it wasn't for my word, I would have torn you to pieces," roared the undead. "Debts must be repaid, so you won't hurt me." "All right, go. I'll let you go," said Lachie, turning away tiredly. "Where is he?" "Nearby." The old woman entered the sea and seemed to disappear into it. The gypsy woman lay on the sand without strength, realizing what she had smelled.